silver Morgan dollar. The first time in history this has happened, but with limited quantities, you must call now to order. To learn more, call 1-800-495-6468. If you order now, you will receive a free collector bonus, a $25 value free with every order. Call 1-800-495-MINT now to secure your new Morgan silver dollars before they are gone. That's 1-800-495-6468.
Coming up on KCBS, we will discuss a controversial trip on President Biden's docket. That in about 5 minutes. KCBS News Time, 6:15.
We're going to check back once again with Kevin. He is at the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk. Let's talk Andrew Wiggins. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to see him come out that strong again in Game 6?
Yeah, he was something else in that Game 5 win, and probably never thought he'd be a showcase interview on the NBA Today and ESPN during the finals week. He was so low-key and easygoing. He's coming off the biggest game of his life, though. He scored 26. He grabbed 13 boards in that Game 5 win. He was asked by ESPN's Malika Andrews about his mindset going into that Game 5.
Just going to the game and, being aggressive, on both sides of the floor, and trying to get active and get really aggressive on defense, and that would just help my offense, go into it. But just playing together, playing Warriors basketball and playing for each other, that's the main thing. I feel like that worked out for all of us.
Yeah, Wiggins on ESPN today. Meanwhile, his head coach, Steve Kerr, was asked what has surprised him most about Wiggins' play this year. He said the rebounding.
He's been a good defensive player, and he's really established with us over the last couple of years that he's a key defender for us. So none of that has surprised me. The rebounding surprised me. So he's really turned it up in every series, and I'm 100% going to hold that against him next year in the regular season. If he's not rebounding, I'm going to remind him that he's proven it now, so there's no excuse.
Game 6 coming up tomorrow night. Rebounding is going to be key. We expect the Celtics to crash the offensive boards like they did in Game 3 when they dominated the rebounding figures in that 16-point Celtic win. The A's trail 6-0 or 6-1 now in Boston in the 6th, and the Royals 3-2 winners over the Giants. The Giants head to Pittsburgh to play the Pirates beginning Friday. At the sports desk, Kevin Radich, KCBS.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3355 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3355. Enjoy!
For a smarter start to your day, start with us. Stream KCBS for news, traffic, weather, business, and more. Tell your smart speaker to play KCBS Radio. We are the Bay Area's news station. KCBS.
Traffic and weather together time once again as we check back with Kim Best from the KCBS Traffic Team. Kim has more from your local Honda dealers traffic center.
A new crop of problems on the peninsula. Starting in Foster City, there is a crash westbound 92 at Foster City Boulevard. Just cleared now. Eastbound very slow because of earlier problems on the San Mateo Bridge. And there's also stall westbound 92 on the ramp to northbound at 101. It's been really tied up at the 92-101 interchange since mid-afternoon. Now in Mountain View, we got confirmation from the phone force and CHP. It is a crash on Highway 85 southbound just after El Camino Real, blocking one of the mid-lane. Takes a fall. With the KCBS phone force who just called a few minutes ago. We need to take the Chilton Auto Body collision cam back to Byron Highway. We've got a serious crash impacting traffic on both sides of Byron Highway, south of Camino Diablo. Car hit a power pole. The pole caught fire, triggered a brush fire. There are major injuries, live wires in the road. So we have issued a traffic advisory KCBS CNFM traffic next at 6:20 on the traffic meter KCBS. Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast. Receive free gifts with a qualifying mattress purchase now at Mancini Sleep World. Here's KPIX 5, Paul Hagan.
Temperatures reaching the low Bay Area today. Now it's going to ride down the other side of the temperature roller coaster below average temperatures in for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The warmest possibility reaching up into the mid to upper 70s on Thursday afternoon. Even cooler than that Friday in the parts of the Bay Area, only reaching the low 70s. Temperatures around the Bay in the 60s, both San Francisco and Oakland, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. One chance for a couple of north-based winds on Friday, but no rainfall anticipated. That makes us clouds and sunshine through the first half of Father's Day weekend, but then we will see more sunshine and warmer temperatures for Father's Day. Should be pretty comfortable, reaching near 80 degrees inland on Sunday, low 70s in Oakland and mid-60s in the city. I'm meteorologist Paul Hagan with your KCBS KPIX 5 First Alert Forecast.
Thank you very much, Paul. KCBS News Time 6:20.
President Biden is set to visit Saudi Arabia next month, his first trip there as president. That trip is being criticized by human rights activists and even members of the president's own party. Before we turn to the KCBS Read Central Newsline and talk with Stephen Cook, Senior Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations in Washington, D.C. Thanks so much for your time. Remind us why this trip is so controversial right now.
Well, the trip is controversial for a number of reasons. One is Saudi Arabia's gross human rights violations. Included in that is the 2018 murder of one Jamal Khashoggi, who was brutally killed
on the freeway.
Concern about Saudi Arabia's ongoing incursion into its neighbor Yemen caused a massive humanitarian disaster in that country. So, members of Congress, human rights advocates are very, very concerned about President Biden's upcoming visit.
So what is President Biden's explanation of why this trip is strategically necessary?
Well, I think it's a combination of both strategy and the U.S. economy. Saudi Arabia is really the only oil producer that has the kind of excess capacity available that will, over a period of time, moderate gas prices. As oil prices go, so do gas prices at the pump. And I know all you out in California are struggling with $7 a gallon gas. The calculation is that if the Saudis pump more oil, it will over time bring down prices at the pump. The other is the fact that the Biden administration's efforts to rejoin what's called the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, or the Iran nuclear deal, has not been successful so far, and it doesn't seem that it's going to be successful. So the president is going to rally American security partners to pursue a policy of deterrence and containment of Iran.
Are there regional implications with a visit like this, Israel and other players in the region?
For sure. The president is not just going to Saudi Arabia, he's also going to Israel, and there is some expectation that the Saudis will offer, and obviously the United States and Israel accept some public steps on the part of the Saudis towards normalization of relations with Israel. It wouldn't be a full normalization, but perhaps the Saudis will permit Israeli airliners to fly over Saudi airspace and a number of other public steps that would begin a process of normalization between those two countries.
The criticism over this trip beforehand, is it aimed at preventing it or of moderating the Biden administration's stance?
Well, it does not seem at this point that the criticism is going to prevent the president from going. The decision has been made, the trip has been announced, it has been negotiated over a period of time with the Saudis. Of course, it can happen. I think what critics are trying to do is trying to ensure that the issue of human rights in particular remains on the president's agenda as he speaks with the Saudi king and the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. Stephen Cook, Senior Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations in Washington, D.C. Thoughts on President Biden's visit to Saudi Arabia next month.
Wall Street managed to rally after an up-and-down day. More drama. We are going to check in with Joan Goniger on the KCBS Money Watch. The words Wall Street needed to hear came from Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell after Fed policymakers raised interest rates by 0.75%, the largest move in nearly 30 years. Powell told reporters investors could see a similar rate hike or a smaller one next month, but outsized rate will be rare. That was enough to send the stock averages up 1 to 2.5%. The Dow rose 304, the Nasdaq 271, the S&P 55. The Fed is trying to tackle inflation without sending the economy into recession, and Powell said we see no sign of a broader slowdown in the economy, but inflation is affecting different kinds of plans for families. Whether they'll have more kids. A Care.com survey found more than half of parents of kids younger than 15 reported spending at least 20% of their household income on child care. 43% of those asked said they are less likely to have more kids because of rising costs. Michelle Gunter, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
This is what camping sounds like when you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP. And this is what camping sounds like when you have Inspire and don't need a CPAP. If you have sleep apnea and struggle with CPAP, Inspire could work for you. Inspire works inside your body and keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. No mask, no hose, just come on. Visit InspireSleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com. At Princess Cruises, we take pride in discovering what makes you feel special. From making Judy's margaritas spicy, but not too spicy, to making sure Tom stay ashore is spent kayaking, snorkeling, and wading to a soft dinner table. A vacation with Princess is all about making sure you feel taken care of. It's not like a bed. Get the Princess treatment and cruise to San Francisco for just $59 per day. Look now at princess.com or contact your travel advisor. Terms and restrictions apply. Promotional pricing ends September 30th, 2022. Ships of Bermuda and British registry.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait. They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb. If you work remote, Staples has you covered.
A mid-mod desk chair to rejuvenate my home workspace.
Staples has you covered. A place to put my papers so I can be more productive.
A storage cabinet that I can roll out of the way on weekends.
Staples has you covered with remote workspace solutions. And now get 25% off storage and filing products, chair mats, decor, and lighting with the purchase of an office chair or desk. Explore solutions for your remote workspace at Staples, the working and learning store, and at 72 in-store only.
Beth Miller Rowe is the Bay Area's reverse mortgage specialist with over 35 years experience. Beth offers a variety of reverse mortgage programs such as FHA insured home equity conversion mortgage and even jumbo reverse mortgages. Whether you own your home outright or have a loan against it, a reverse mortgage may provide financial freedom to better enjoy your retirement years. Reverse mortgages have changed so much in the last 10 years. Now is the time to call Beth at the Reverse Mortgage Group at 925-969-0380. Beth is located here in the Bay Area, offering free consultations in a friendly, professional, no-pressure atmosphere. Call Beth at 925-969-0380 or go to callbeth.net. Borrower must pay property taxes, insurance, and HOA dues and live in and maintain the home. NMLS 294-774-1850-831612. Licensed under the Department of Business Oversight under CRMLA. Equal Housing Opportunity.
Kim Vestal is waiting for us in your local Honda dealer's traffic center, and she takes us next to the upper deck of the Bay Bridge. Kim.
Ooh, this doesn't look good. We have a crash. It's upper deck, westbound direction, headed into San Francisco. People are hurt. Just before the island, at the moment, I can see that the 2 left lanes and the far right lane are blocked. So stay in the middle. Meaning only 2 lanes open at the moment, but things are being moved around. So it's really jamming up now where it was already heavy, definitely below the speed limit. So really bogging down that ride westbound. Eastbound still slow and go, but we don't have any new incidents. Still slow on northbound 101 and eastbound 80 getting out of San Francisco. Vallejo, we've got emergency crews on the scene of an injury crash. Westbound 80 at Magazine Street. Everything on the right-hand shoulder, but they did call for an ambulance. I want to update this terrible crash on the Byron Highway. Shut down. A car hit a powerful CHP, confirming that someone did die in this crash. So no estimated time for reopening. Vassar Road is your best alternate. Next update, 6:38 on the traffic leader, KCBS. We had a little bit of warming, and now temperatures are headed the other way. They're on their way down. Cold fronts coming in tomorrow through Saturday. It's going to cool things
worldwide, celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Nature Valley has helped restore access to 10,000 miles of national park trails, and we're on our way to restoring even more, because every mile is a new memory. Life happens out there. Nature Valley.
News that matters to you. Around the day, around the world, around the clock. All news 106.9 and AM 740. KCBS. It's Wednesday, June 15th, 2022. Coming up on KCBS, an East Bay organization helps dads feel properly celebrated this Father's Day.
Why has COVID been so unrelenting?
And people in a Santa Rosa supportive housing facility say they no longer feel safe. Good evening, I'm Patty Rising.
And I'm Jeff Bell.
KCBS News Time 6:31.
A year ago today, the future regarding the pandemic looked very bright, with case numbers dropping in California's economy reopening. But as we've seen in the years since, COVID is still very much still with us. KCBS's Melissa Cole-Ross takes a look at why.
We knew it wasn't over, but so many of us thought we could see the light at the end of the pandemic tunnel last June. Unfortunately, we didn't anticipate the arrival of variants that are even more contagious, and UC Irvine epidemiologist Dr. Andrew Neumer says he's been disappointed that more people haven't gotten their COVID shot.
And I hope that everyone would want to get vaccinated, and that hasn't been the case, at least nationwide. I mean, California is higher than other states, and the Bay Area is high even by California standards.
Speaking on KCBS's Ask an Expert, Neumer says reopening and dropping mask mandates and other restrictions fueled the spread of COVID, but we can't live like we did at the start of the pandemic forever. Businesses had to open back up, and kids had to go back to school.
We cannot do K through 12, 13 years of education all on Zoom. I mean, imagine what the young adults would be like.
But Neumer says since doctors and health officials still are learning about how COVID behaves, he recommends continuing to take precautions. Melissa Cole-Ross, KCBS.
People living in a converted supportive housing facility in Santa Rosa say conditions have degraded and that they no longer feel safe. KCBS's Mike DeWald reports those living there say that they feel like they've been left behind.
The Palms is a former hotel, converted into permanent housing for veterans and the unhoused in 2016. At its outset, resident Kalani Raposa says the Palms was a model of potential. Politicians frequently toured, as did potential new investors, but over time, the shine faded.
What you have in the compound, you have an indoor encampment.
Many rooms have bugs or mold. Raposa says many feel it's unsafe to go outside after 10 at night.
A perfect working model that could have been the model that paved the way for this county turned into a complete disaster. And now the Palms is filled with drug dealers, with prostitutes.
Also missing, says Raposa, are the Catholic Charities case managers who seemingly rarely check in with residents.
You know, the buzzer to me that one of the clients was dead before the staff did.
Given the influx in state funds, Raposa is hoping for answers to why things aren't getting fixed.
Either the staff is completely oblivious as to what's going on there, which means it's definitely unqualified to work there, or they know what's going on there, and they're not doing anything about it.
In Santa Rosa, Mike DeWald, KCBS.
In a statement to KCBS, Palms Inn owner Akash Kalia says housing the population is incredibly challenging. Underlying health issues. He plans to increase on-site safety by adding a security gate and requiring visitors to check in. He also plans to bring back community events from the COVID hiatus to help rebuild the culture.
With inflation so high, some families have had to turn to donated items for Father's Day presents. KCBS's Matt Diggler has more on an East Bay organization connecting new clothes with deserving dads.
Truckfuls of donated items are being dropped off here at the White Pony Express.
We just received, I think, 15 pallets of clothes.
Mary Dempsey, Chief Operating Officer of the nonprofit, says demand is definitely up due to inflation.
There are really more people now, more than ever, are relying on donations